You ever sit with someone you really like and still feel completely alone? That's the thing nobody warns you about. It's not always the wrong person. Sometimes it's just the wrong era to be falling in love in. And I think a lot of us are quietly carrying that confusion without knowing where it actually comes from. Think about what we're asking of relationships now. We want one person to be our best friend, our safe place, our adventure partner, our biggest fan, and somehow never boring, never distant, always present, always enough. We used to have whole communities carrying the weight of our emotional lives, a village of people who knew us deeply over years and years. Now, we hand all of that to one single human being, sit back and quietly wonder why they keep falling short. They're not falling short. We gave them an impossible job, forgot to tell them, and then wondered why it felt so heavy for both of us. And then there's the phone in your pocket. You open an app and suddenly there are hundreds of people, all available, all potentially something more. Your brain, which was never designed for infinite options, starts treating people like items on a menu. You go on a date that's genuinely lovely. You laugh. You feel something real. And then somewhere in the back of your head, a small, terrible voice whispers, "But what if someone better is still out there?" So you keep swiping. And the person right in front of you, who might have been something real, slowly becomes just another almost. One study found that 84% of people said they'd been ghosted, and 66% admitted they'd ghosted someone themselves, which means most of us have been on both sides of that silence. We know exactly what it feels like to send a message and watch it disappear into nothing. And we've also been the one who just vanished, because it was easier than saying something honest and uncomfortable. We became a little more guarded after that, a little harder to reach. We started protecting ourselves before anyone had even had the chance to hurt us. Here's the part that gets really uncomfortable. A lot of the patterns we bring into love, the way we pull away just when things start to feel real, or hold on so tight we push people away, those patterns aren't really about the person we're with. They're echoes of something much older, feelings from long before our first relationship, lessons we quietly absorbed about love before we even had words for any of it. The person who always pulls away isn't cold. They learned somewhere early on that getting too close means getting hurt. The person who loves too hard and too fast isn't too much. They learned that love can disappear without warning, so they hold on with everything they have before it goes. These are just two people trying desperately to feel safe, in completely opposite ways. And they find each other constantly because something about that dynamic feels painfully familiar, like home and heartbreak living in the same place. Nobody teaches us any of this. We just stumble into each other and wonder why it hurts so much. Add social media into the mix and the comparison never stops. You see a couple on your feed looking effortlessly, beautifully in love. And then you look at your own life. The arguments about nothing. The ordinary Tuesday nights, and something inside you quietly deflates. You're watching someone's highlight reel while living your whole unedited life. Nobody posts the hard parts. Nobody posts the repair. So here's what I really want you to hear. Love isn't broken. You aren't broken. But we are trying to love each other with hearts that were built for something much simpler. Small communities, slow trust, time to actually know someone. Not infinite options and the permanent low hum of wondering if something better might still be loading somewhere. The relationships that last aren't the ones where two perfect people magically found each other. They're the ones where two imperfect people decided to keep choosing each other anyway, on the easy days and the hard ones both, even when something shinier was one swipe away. In this world, that kind of love takes real courage, and it is worth so much more than we give it credit for.